like to come inside and get dry. Did you leave your car down on the road? Why don't you bring it up and put it in the shed? I'm afraid it won't do it any good standing in the rain.
Well, I don't have any car. You might say I'm traveling by thumb.
By thumb?
Yeah, I'm a hitchhiker.
Oh, I see. I've always thought that that was the best way to learn about this country. And the surest test of the American heart.
Yes, I guess it is.
Will you go to the fire and dry your clothes?
Thanks.
I think that they'd dry more quickly if you hung them up and put on something of mine.
Oh, no, thanks. This is fine.
You could do with another log on the fire. Would you?
For sure.
You must stay until this blows over. It won't detain you long. These autumn storms are short. They yield to none in wetness, but they are short.
Yes,
I'm sorry. I should have warned you. Those logs are heavier than you'd think. I drop them constantly.
Yes, they are heavy. I guess I was too smart trying to pick it up with one hand.
Good job it didn't land on your foot. That often happens to me. You're lucky.
Yeah. I'm lucky.
Oh, I was forgetting. My name is Philip Mark.
Oh, I'm Barry Mason.
I'm glad you found yourself near here, Mr. Mason, when the storm came. It's a pleasant thing to have a guest sharing the fire and the rain is beating on the roof.
You live here alone, do you, sir?
Yes, except I really don't think of it in that way. You see, sounds are my light and my colors. My music, for example. I compose a little, and there's nobody to tell me that the results are anything but brilliant. So I live in a comfortable glow of self-appreciation. I'm afraid I prefer playing the works of other composers. Undoubtedly, you prefer listening to them.
I used to play the triangle in our high school band. Of course, that was a long time ago.
Oh, that's too bad. It's unfortunate when you let yourself get out of practice on the triangle. The piano is a boon for me. The piano can't know that you're blind, so it doesn't embarrass you by trying to make things easier for you. It does you the compliment to trust you. Elias, the British composer, was blind too. That's our only resemblance. This is his Summer Night on the River. A very interesting effect. Obligato on an apple. Oh, I apologize, Mr. Mason. I forgot how hungry you must be after your long walk. Just a moment, I'll get something.
Oh, no, thanks. This is fine. I like apples.
So do I. We'll save them for dessert. It was all ready, you see. All I needed was a reminder that I was hungry too. Are you dry enough?
Just about, sir.
Stop raining.
Is that a car coming?
2 cars, I think.
Excuse me.
One car is my niece's. I know the sound of that motor anywhere. The other is a stranger to me.
A couple of men in it. The girl standing beside it pointing down the road. They must have asked the way to go.
This is an easy country to lose your way in. That's one of its charms.
The car is moving. They're starting off down the road now. The girl's coming up the path.
That's my niece. She's been staying with me. She comes from New York to spend a month with me every year. It's one of my greatest pleasures. Unhappily for me, she can't stay longer. After a month, she finds the quiet deafening.
Oh, Uncle Philip. Hello, old boy. Uncle Philip, what do you think happened? Oh.
You didn't know we had a guest. You turned your back and see what happened. My niece, Patricia Martin, Mr. Mason.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Uncle Philip, there was a car full of detectives down the road. They wanted to know the way to town. They were searching for a man that got away from them. It was on all the radios and everything. They said he's a really dangerous criminal.
My dear, the police are always on the alarmist side.
But they said this man is really dangerous.
I'm sure they did. How could they be heroes if we were harmless? Pat, dear, would you mind not having any further quotations from the police? Their remarks are always so expected. They kill conversation. You've probably seen the face of my niece before, Mr. Mason.
Yes, I was wondering where I'd seen.
As a matter of fact, you've seen her practically everywhere. I'm told that billboards she adorns would reach across the continent if placed end to end, Can't imagine who's going to place the men to in. Or why they should consider it the thing to do.
Uncle Philip never has really been enthusiastic over my career as a model. Oh, well, relatives are like that. My, aren't you too mean going ahead and eating without me? I'm starving. Would you pass me one of those plates, please, Mr. Mason?
As a matter of fact, have you just seen his handcuffs? I heard them as soon as he came in.
Uncle Philip, he must be the man they're looking for.
Yes, very probably.
But you should have given him to the police.
Are you frightened, Pat? Is that what makes you so cruel?
But you've got to. He's a dangerous man.
Oh, Pat, come on. Mr. Mason may be many things, but he's certainly not dangerous. In fact, I'm not at all convinced that he's guilty.
Uncle Philip, it's your duty as an American citizen.
It is my duty as an American citizen to believe a man innocent until he's been proved guilty. Pat, don't tell me about my duty. It makes you sound so stuffy. Besides, I have my own ideas about my duties as a citizen. They sometimes involve disregarding the law.
Well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with him?
I'm going to turn him over to you, my dear. And you're going to drive him down to Tim the blacksmith and have those preposterous contraptions removed from his wrist.
Oh, Uncle Philip, how can I do a thing like that?
Because you know I can see a great deal farther than you can. I can see intangible things. For example, innocence. Will you go with my niece, Mr. Mason?
Oh, yes, sir. If you don't mind.
What'll I tell the blacksmith?
Tell him Mr. Mason is my friend and my guest. He won't ask any other questions. Go ahead, Pat. Go with her, Barry. Barry, I know is your name. Your voice explained to me that Mason isn't. But as I told you before, names are of such little importance.
I don't know how to thank you, Mr. Martin.
Go ahead, Barry. Go ahead and do the things I wish I could do. Good luck, Barry. And for heaven's sake, get back and practice on that triangle.